Thanks everyone for joining the Livestream Challenge cover group artists YouTube channel. I guess we're calling it. We're here today with Joe Barron. Joe's done a bunch of contributions, cover songs to the group. Did some Rancid, I think, Blink-182, a handful more. Joe, thanks for joining us today. And where are you located? And just tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Hey guys, for those of you that don't know, I'm Joe Barron, located in the Twin Cities. I play bass in Space Monkey Mafia and Druzy Rose. You can also find me playing bass around town with a handful of acts, a lot of bluegrass, a lot of jam band stuff, playing a group called The Fam, led by my very dear friend Max Graham. Yeah, and then that's pretty much me in a nutshell. I spend most of my time playing the bass.
You born and raised Minnesotan?
No, I grew up in northern New Hampshire, and I
Okay.
moved out to St. Paul, Minnesota for McNally Smith College of Music. And the city and the music just kind of sucked me in. I spent 4 years at McNally Smith studying. Got to know a lot of really good friends. A lot of the people you've been seeing in the group went to the school as well. Like Blake Foster, I know you already interviewed my good friend. He's in Space Monkey Mafia with me. My good friend Joe Dunn, he's out there. He went to school with us too. But there's tons of us trickled in there. But yeah, once I graduated, I just kind of got started like gigging live. I did country music for a summer, and then I did bluegrass music for a summer, and then my original bands kind of started to take off, and then I've been touring around with Space Monkey Mafia for like 2 years now, and 2.5 maybe, and then Druzy Rose has been gigging for about a year, and we've just slowly been stretching throughout the Midwest as well. But all the full-time touring has came to a sudden halt.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Joe, how'd you get started in music, or how'd you get started and interested in the bass?
So my mother was a jazz singer, and she, or is a jazz singer, I can say. And growing up, we owned a restaurant that my bedroom was located above the bar where my mom had her jazz band playing like in the lounge every night. So when I liked a song, I would like go up to my mom and I'd be like, "Mom, what was that song you were playing last night?" And I'd hum her the bass line. And so when I was like 10 or 11 years old, she finally got me a bass and kind of never looked back. A couple years later, she told me things about like Berklee College of Music, and I was like, "Oh, I can make a life out of this." And I supported my mother, never really looked back. I started playing in punk bands when I was in 6th grade and did that till I was about 16. And then I started taking private lessons down at Berklee College of Music. I was commuting 2.5 hours to take lessons.
Oh,
And then once I graduated high school, I ended up out here for McNally Smith.
nice, nice. Any other instruments you play besides bass?
Sorry.
No worries.
That's my girlfriend's kid jumping in here. But I play mandolin, guitar. I play a little drums. I always did drums in like high school and stuff. And yeah, but mostly just the bass, like primarily.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, as you've been seeing on my videos, I've been doing mandolin and guitar, but that's kind of always been like a hobby thing. So
Sure.
I've kind of been taking the opportunity to like make it my own thing right now.
Yeah, yeah. We got the time to play around, you know. Would you say you have any influences as far as like your style? People you try to pick up off of, or that influence?
My influence is all over the place. I like grew up on tons of punk music, so I love Rancid, Green Day, Blink-182, NoFX, Against Me. Those are like some of my favorite bands. And then I got really into the DIY folk punk stuff with like When the Dishwashers Union, Days and Days, and Ramshackle Glory, and Mischief Brew. But then, of course, studying music, and I got super into jazz and hot club music like Django Reinhardt, Stefan Grappelli, and once I got into the jam band scene a lot more, I got very into the Grateful Dead as well. That definitely rubbed off on me. I got the Grateful Dead bug. I got the bluegrass bug. So it's kind of hard to pinpoint my genre. Druzy Rose is like a indie pop band that I play with, and then Space Monkey Mafia is like a ska punk band. So you can catch me playing pretty much any genre of music any day of the week.
Nice. You mentioned NoFX, and I'm not a huge punk fan, but a couple of friends dragged me to a show. They came through to the Caboose like maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and it was one of the funnest shows I had ever been to. Man, it was absolutely wild and packed body to body. And I'd been to a handful of acts there, but never seen it that packed.
Yeah, I definitely. I think I was at that show. That was a pretty fun one.
Yeah, I love the Caboose because you're just, they're so close to you, and it's just a tiny little stage, and maybe 6 inches off of the platform of the ground. Love that place.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So you mentioned some bands, some solo work, so we'll skip that question. Any songs that we haven't talked about that you have covered so far, and what was, maybe pick one of them where it was just real interesting process of learning it. Walk us through that.
I so far have done "Damn It" by Blink-182, "Keep It Together" by Guster, "New Age Girl" by Dead-Eye Dick, and then I did "Nothing With You" by The Descendants, "Sugary" by Grateful Dead, "Time Bomb" by Rancid, and "We've Had Enough" by Alkaline Trio. My favorite out of all of those is probably the Guster tune, "Keep It Together," kind of really relevant to everything going on right now. I was challenged to do that song by my friend Jess Seahorse, super good friend, one of the people who helps curate the Galactic Get Down Music Festival. I'm sure you've heard about doing these interviews. But.
Yep, excellent. Of covers that you've seen other people do, what's been one of your favorites?
That would be a hard one. My good friends Megan Gunderman and Dante Leva did a really cool cover of, I think it was a Mice and Men song. I really, really enjoyed that. My friend Nick Pellenin has been doing some awesome covers. Everything he does is just amazing. I love it. Yeah, there's certain people I'm following that I absolutely love their work. Yeah, my good friends Jorgen Watkins and Steph Snow are doing some really fun and cute covers, and they're doing awesome hats and making everything really fun. So
the costumes for some.
Yeah,
costumes are great. Joe, do you have any quarantine hacks or tips that have been working out for you?
No, I've kind of been just hanging low. I've had to leave a little bit, kind of bouncing between my partner's place and my own place, just because I like to be with them. She has a kid here, so I like to be around both of them, and building Legos today, playing video games, and when I'm at home, I'm just kind of working on music and watching the Marvel Cinematic Universe all the way down. I'm halfway through the 2nd season of Agent Carter right now. But my only tips are to just stay safe and keep a clear mind and just reach out to those who love you and that make you feel good and that are going to help get you through these tough times and you're feeling alone or isolated, because that's how a lot of us are feeling right now.
Yeah, that's a good message, man. What's one thing you're looking forward to doing after we're able to get closer and not have to separate like we are right now?
Having a music festival, getting all of our friends together, going to a music festival and hugging each other and jamming until the sun comes up. And this live stream stuff's been great, but there's nothing beats playing music with your friends.
Yep, especially in a festival setting. Joe, thanks for joining us again. Where can people follow any of your work, and do you have a tip link you want to share?
So my Venmo is at Joe-Barron-7. If anyone wants to throw money in the virtual tip jar, everyone really appreciates that. It's been super, super nice the past few days. Everyone's been super supportive of each other, and that's just awesome. But you can find my music on Space Monkey Mafia's music page. Our Bandcamp link should be available here, and same with Druzy Rose. Spotify and Apple Music are good ways to find both bands' music. Yeah, you can also follow Get Down Enterprises LLC on Facebook to keep up on a lot of the shows that Joe Scarpolino and I are working to, put on around town. We do a lot of event coordinating, and we've been moving a lot of them to live streams, but I really look forward to getting back out there and getting some of these bands some gigs.
We all do. Everyone, thanks for watching. Support Joe's work, and if you're getting some entertainment and you're still able to support the artist, Joe, thanks for joining us today. It was good to learn about you, and be safe and take care.
Hey, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate you.
Thanks, man.
Bye.
Bye.